Alright, today I am behind on all my videos, but I want to get at least something card related. I did get an autograph today. I don't have it really super handy. Well, maybe I do. I'll very quickly here get this done here. I'm not sure if I showed the other autograph from a few days ago. I'm not sure if I showed my Tim Cullen autograph here, but I got 3 of 3 on old stamps here because that basically was 73 and not 78. And I have gotten Kerry Earnhardt. So that took a little while. Maybe it was a year. I don't remember. I forgot that I sent these, but I just sent whatever cards that I thought that I had. These are not set builds. These are nothing important. And there is Kerry Earnhardt on the second card there, Press Pass Stealth there, and on some sort of miniature card here, Kerry Earnhardt on some little Supercuts vehicle card there. Don't know exactly what that is, but anyway, happy to have Kerry Earnhardt. I think that's the second time that I've gotten him, but it's been a while. There's a few scratches on this card, like almost a knife cut. Yeah, there's like a weird knife cut or something on that one, so maybe somebody tried cutting the envelope open and scratched it. So that's a weird kind of a strange kind of knife cut on that one. Oh well, and then this is the one I'm not sure that I showed yet, but Tim Cullen was a number of days ago. I've gotten rid of the envelope, and he signed kind of Cullen, comma Tim on the back of it, although his name is right there on the front. So Cullen, comma Tim, and then we got Tim Cullen on the 70. I have a 68 Topps, and I couldn't remember if it was the, I don't know, that didn't come back, and I'm not sure I sent it. I was 50-50 on whether I sent it or not. I don't remember. The 68, it was a trophy card? I don't remember, but he has a 68, and it might have been the Milton Bradley card that I got when I was much younger. Just out of high school, that I found that in a bunch of stuff, and I don't know. I'm hoping I didn't lose that and hope he didn't keep it, because that would be unfortunate that he did. So I don't know. But then again, that was kind of a, that's why I don't send out a lot of 68s, because I've had them since the beginning of time, or my time, and anyway, that's that. But I had a video that I was working out, and I was searching out some cards, and I was doing, I guess, some, say, real time, searching to see what I could find, and I was going to work on my soccer binder here. And nothing really ever moves or changes or whatever, but I will say that due to all of these global economies kind of changing their shipping routes and different tariffs and value-added taxes and import duties and stuff like that, I have not been able to get any of my UK Topps cards from the 70s, these cards here. And so I found some Scotland Topps cards there, and I was like, oh great, I'm going to get some of these Scottish Topps cards, because I found the yellowback ones. Now the seller that I used to buy them from is no longer on USA eBay, but there's 3 or 4 of them that I got years ago. Maybe not even really years ago, maybe it was even this year. But I got some of those, and I wished I had bought more, but I was kind of being kind of careful at the time, and I didn't want to buy too much to where it kind of jinxed me in the shipping department. You don't know. So I don't want things to be too heavy to have the person to, it's like, hey, I need all this paperwork here, and I don't want to, hose the seller, so I just said, let's get a few of them. And then there was some that showed up on COMC, and in the meantime, I was like, let's just make another video here, and so I made the video, deleted, or something happened to it, I don't remember what happened. Then I said, let's just go revisit this project, and the cards are gone. I mean, what's crazy is that they weren't leaving, they weren't going anywhere, nobody had them on the radar. I didn't even get a chance to talk about these 2 cards here, and then, and they were on sale. They weren't on sale on eBay because they were synonymously listed on eBay. I found them in the completed listings on COMC, and they were something like, I don't know, you saved like 11 cents per card. So you only saved 22 cents on these 2 cards that were not even $1. But those are the only cards that I really had wanted to get, and I couldn't justify overpaying on eBay, and now I'm kicking myself that I didn't get those 2 cards, because there are virtually 0 1977 or whatever that design is, the yellow, this particular design, if I can get to it here. Get to the yellow ones here if I can get to it here. They're a little bit out of order here. These ones here, the 76 Topps design, but they're 77, 78 or something like that. And now there's virtually none of them for me to buy on the United States anymore, but there were plenty of them that, from English or UK sellers that I could get them from. So you don't see a lot of crazy tons of video. And then on baseball cards and trading cards right now, because the things that I really want aren't available. So people are chasing, this $5 million Babe Ruth or something like that, and I'm trying to chase cards that were just relatively easy to get last year, and they're not. And then And then I also, I forgot what I was going to say here. I'm also going after the regular tops, not just the Scotland tops, because I, at one point, 10 years ago, thinking I'm never going to get any of these Scottish tops, and I was able to get one for my checklist. I'm trying to do, like what a lot of card collectors are trying to do, is get a card from every other single set there, but I don't really care about doing that for baseball, but I wanted to get, more or less one card from every feasible soccer card set that I think I can have a nice binder. I was doing that with the Japanese trading cards, baseball and the non-sport and the other sports, with the wrestling and stuff. I've got a few Japanese BBM wrestling cards there, which are kind of fun. And again, the Scotland cards had the benefit of only being 135 cards, so even if it was $1 a card, that's really pretty affordable, but they weren't $1 a card. But when they got down to close to $1 card, I was buying them, and so I have some of the other years too. It's always not easy to remember which ones were which. But you see, the blue ones here, the blue back cards, I think I said 396. That means there's 396. That's almost 400. But the Bobby Torrance, I believe, is the Scotland card there. And it was not easy for me to get one of those. It's not easy. I have access to some of these, and I believe I have, let's see what we can, the 75s are the ones that are very popular because everybody and their aunt and uncle loves the 1975 design. And they also redid them. One of these, and I can't remember, one of these here, and I got these out of order here. I'm looking, maybe it's on this page here. Darn, well, we'll figure it out here. But again, I have Scotland cards from, and I wanted to get more from those other years. And again, the ones that might be available, just there's only a fraction of the other years, and they're like $4 to $10 per card. And I was like, is that really worth it for me to figure out who the soccer players that had a 5-year career that nobody's ever heard of, even from England's standpoint or Scotland's standpoint? Not really any idea. We'll just go through the motions here, and I'll just show you COMC that's open here. I'm looking up some Japanese Menko cards just to see. Again, why people are not picking up some of these less than stellar examples here, because again, they're only $1.95, $1.99. Why does everybody have to go for the big stars and the big names? It's fun to research some of these lesser than known players, because some of them had good careers or they have funny stories. One I picked up a while back ago, the funny story is that I think it was Ichiro, and the manager slash coach did not want to play Ichiro, just either too soon or didn't like him or something happened, and all happened with Ichiro. But and it was just kind of funny that this guy was known as a jerk as a coach or something like that. But I got his player era card because I thought it was super funny and ridiculous to do so, and so it's because he was the one non-Ichiro fan on the whole planet. I thought that was just pretty kind of funny there, so I grabbed that one. Let's get out of here. Sometimes these things get stuck here, and I have to do all kinds of, subtract. So I have to get rid of the Sun, and I have to get rid of NASL because there's a lot of NASL cards. But I can get some of the regular Topps England cards for $1, which I might do. The seller I usually buy them from has no soccer slash football card. Well, he actually has American football right now, auctions, but nothing I can find. And sometimes he doesn't do auctions for a few weeks, then all of a sudden he's there, and then he's like, oh shoot, I missed it. Or you catch the very end of it where there's bids on every other card. So it's very, very frustrating there. And then when I go and type in Scottish here, let's go to do the Scottish here. I already have it set here. And yeah, so we've got some that are like a couple bucks a card, but then we start getting $4 a card. And the thing is that I don't understand, or do other people understand, why I'm paying $5 for Chick McClelland. Why would you pay $4.25 for Chick McClelland unless you're using him in some sort of Monty Python sketch there? Spam, and more spam. That's what he just looks like. He's part of a Monty Python sketch. Also, it looks like he's been hit by the soccer ball a couple times. His nose is a little crooked there, but that's just him. But again, out of all of the stuff on COMC, there's like 8, and there's 9. There's a whopping 9 Scotland soccer cards from the 70s. A whole 9 of them. And again, if there's 135 in this set, and these are 3 different sets here, then I'm really, again, I was looking at cards that were only not even $1, but then it was only 2 of them. So did I want to pay $5 and then pay $7 and then whatever extra shipping on there? So, $12 or something like that, or I don't know, it was not $12, but a bunch of money just to buy 2 commons that, I said, oh, it's no big deal. They're going to be there until the cows come home. And they left just either today or yesterday. I was like, oh, man, really? So then I go to Tops, get out of here. And then I want to go to Tops, again, this one, due to U.S. customs policies, the buyer of this item will need to pay import fees and then learn more. So I have to figure that out, and I don't really want to. And then there's $3.67 per card, and some of the grades are less than stellar, but again, I'm not worried about the grade of the card as long as I got a good, value there. And if I can get to here, Scottish Tops 1977. Now I typed in 77-78 and got virtually no hits here. I had to fix my listing here, and we'll be done very shortly. And then there's one completed listing for a Kevin Keegan that has a wrinkle on it. So somebody bought Kevin Keegan. Then we want to go and we just get rid of the completed listings here. We might still get stuck with a sold listing. This is what's frustrating about eBay. Now I got to get rid of the sold listings here and see how many Scottish Tops cards from 1977 are there. Well, shoot, we're still in completed listings. I just got rid of that. Oh, you know how these things work, they just go backwards and forwards and sideways. So Scottish Tops 1977 US only. It says there's no exact matches found. I don't know why that is. So let's just do 77-78, and then we're going to try one of the years and then we'll be done. -78. Now, why are they not showing up? I don't know. They were before, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. So now we have 2 from COMC, or actually 1 listing from COMC right here and another one. And they cost more through eBay, so get them on COMC. But yeah, there's only those 2 that are showing up here. And as far as US only, so let's get rid of US only. And then we're going to have a few more here. So now we have only 4 results for a 77-78. And then we want to get out of 78 here. We just do 1977. And then we want to go here, and then we're going to do this here, and we've got 107 results. But again, some of these cards here, again, most of these are not going to be stars. So $7, $7, $7, essentially $7. And then there's only 32. There's 32 different for $100 plus $24.50 shipping. So these are all overseas sellers that basically have to charge an arm and a leg now. When a lot of them used to be like $1.50, $2, maybe $3 at the most, and so now I have to pay double and triple for these cards. There's the Dave Clooney that I have here, and the Dave Clooney is $12 plus $16.88 shipping estimate. It might change, but that's and then there's Wilson Hagen I tried to buy. That's $4.50. That's on sale, but again, $39.57 for shipping, which is just frustrating. There's another guy that looks like he's out of a Monty Python sketch there. That's what I think is so funny about these guys. They look like they're all out of some sort of rock band, Ozzy's band or even AC/DC Down Under. They just look like they just came out of some 70s rock band. That guy there too. Billy Stark. I saw that Billy Stark picture used in another, or almost identical one used in another card there. I kind of like to have that one, but not going to happen at $39.57 for shipping. We just want to do one more, as I said. We want to do Scottish Tops 1976. And see what we get here and what other kind of results we have here. So this one is not a Tops design. I'm not sure what this design is. But again, it looks like some guy that just came out of AC/DC or something like that. Watch this. So Ian Purdy, he's not all that purdy right there, Probably just right off the soccer pitch or whatever you call it. It's just crazy. Football pitch, sorry. So there's that one there. But again, that's $4.35. No one wants to pay $4 and $6 per card when there's like $150 in the set, and then you come find somebody has a set for 50% off of that, or even less. That is crazy. And again, these are people that no one's ever heard of. No one's ever going to be asking for the cards here unless you live in England itself. Again, these are cards you would buy if you were down to there's the Dave Neri one. I believe I have that one for Dundee, but again, I didn't pay $6 for my example. Again, we go to lowest price here, and of course eBay always hoses you at lowest price. Hoses you at lowest price here, so we go to lowest first. And sorry for my slow, but there's one direct from COMC, $2.84. But again, if Black Friday has anything to say about it, they might stay exactly the same. Somebody might buy them and double the price on me or triple the price on me. So there's really not very much. You know, when you go to United States only, then you're going to end up with virtually nothing. Again, you've got either COMC or COMC. And then what happens is that I missed out on 2 cards. You know, if I had just put in $10 or whatever the minimum was. But again, I am not doing anything with COMC until I know exactly what I'm going to have to pay for my shipping. You know, what kind of cards I need to get, you know, for my sets here. And if again you're buying all 3 or 4 of the sets there, and that equals to 400 cards, I'm going to spend my entire lifetime trying to get cards that have no value outside of the fact that I spent more money on them. Nobody would even imagine that these are $1 a piece. If they even look these darn things up there, it's like, wow, these are kind of up there. Again, with any card, they're very, very condition sensitive. What we want to do is we just go, so I can find it here. I cannot find US only. Here we go, US only. And I'll just show you how little results we have here. Probably just the COMC ones here, if I can get this to work here. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't take and I have to hit it twice. So we only have 5 results. COMC, 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 and then whatever this is. A lot of 6 cards there. You know, $40.36 for, you know, 6 cards there. And really, are they, you know, let's take a look at these cards here and we will be done. As I said that a million times over. So what we're doing here, and this is just a video to just let you know that, you know, what once was easy is not easy anymore. And it might get to be being easy again. But again, people don't realize, so I don't know. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you know, so they've averaged by 6 times 6 is 36, and then shipping, so, you know, so yeah, whatever. So, and these are all rough corner, damaged edges. They're in like EX, VG, EX condition. I wouldn't pay that for these cards. It's not worth that. But somebody figures it's worth it to do that. And I can't handle that. Because 6 cards gets me no closer. And when I go to the swap meet this weekend, there will be no soccer cards from the 70s. There may be a few soccer cards from the 90s, which I don't need. I need like a hole in the head. And there's going to be just very little for me to buy. And I will come home with, see, now we got football cards. So that's wrong with the whole picture. Can't buy anything. Thank you for watching.